how's everyone doing? All right, you look good out there. Look strong, look beautiful. You look like the defenders of Mother Earth and the children's future. I raise my hands to you, Siem Nashtelacha. Raise your hands to each other. I am from Coast Salish territories, and it's an honor to be here on the Chinook territories, Cowlitz territories, OCM. I'll introduce myself in our language. OCM Nashtelacha, Nashtelacha Siem. Genowai Quanchquela Quansatia, Cochil Siem Nashtelacha. Iasin Tachel Swahela Siem Nashtelacha. Chioktin Sinasnat Chile Sin Utsain Chle Atula Osiam. Ne Achnahachachia Stei Ahachatungelta Osiam. Ne Achnahachachia Stei the Stlikas Muksain Athla Leatula Masi Hi Osiam. I just said good morning. No. I just said, just kidding. I just said it's good to see you all, and I am Chioktin, English name Paul Wagner, founder, protectors of the Salish Sea, and we're here as one voice. We're here as one heart and one mind and one prayer and one house. We're here as Natsamat. Can you say Natsamat? Natsamat. That's our way of saying that we are one. We are one people. We are all the people of Mother Earth. We're one family. We have our different ways and our different tribes and our different cultures. But we are a human family that needs to stand up and have a voice and have a prayer. We need to have a prayer for our Mother Earth. We have to have a prayer for the children's future. We need to have a prayer for our salmon and all the beings that depend upon them. And that prayer is powerful. That prayer is not just a hope. I had the luxury of being corrected by one of our elders once after we walked from Lummi over to Simiamu territory in prayer to stop an LNG pipeline that would go from there over to our Husanich. And after I spoke, the elder came up to me and he said, "You said the word hope." And I said, "I know, CM. I know that we are prayerful people. So I have no hope for any of this. I have a prayer for it. Our prayers are powerful. They transcend all things in the spiritual world that we live in. So when we come together, we have to know that we're the voice of Mother Earth. We're the voice for the voiceless. And we're the prayer for the children's future and for solidarity of sovereign nations and nations that never signed away anything to an illegitimate government of British Columbia. They are illegitimate. They do not have the right at all, period, within their own laws. They gave the right in their court and acknowledged the sovereignty of these nations, that they govern their lands, they govern their waters. That's on one hand. And then the other hand, what do? They give out a permit to Coastal GasLink, Trans-Canada, and Trans-Mountain Pipeline like that. And so we need to know that these governments are completely illegitimate and they have no right to do what they're doing there in British Columbia, which is an illegitimate government. So we're here to pray about that. We're here to come together, and if you could help us sing this song, if you could work together with us, use your voice, use your body, clap your hands in the backside. That's how we do that in Coast Salish. And so if you help us do that, we'll send some medicine from these waters to their waters, from this land to that land, from our hearts to their hearts. We'll lift them up. Lift them up. That's what our old people said. Lift each other up. They said, stand together like the trees and lift each other up. They said, So this old sign language of welcome, it's how we welcome people. We thank people this way too. Haiska siyam. But it also says that we lift you up. We lift you up. So I'm proud of you. Proud of you for lifting up the people. Stleo to Coldwater. All those nations that need our solidarity. Wet'suwet'en. Unistoten. Squamish. Swapnik. All these nations that need our solidarity right now. That we are one. We are one voice for Mother Earth and their right to live the way the Creator intended us to live on Mother Earth as true human beings, part of all things. OCM. So please help us sing this song. Put a prayer out for them. You got it. Song is sung in the Chinookan language in Dokubath. Can you say Dokubath? Dokubath is the changer, the creator, created all the things that we know. So we're asking Dokubath to come here now and make our mind, body, and spirit right, to make all things right there across that fictitious border for our sovereign nations, to make all things right here for the Chinookan people, to make all things right in this world in peace, harmony, and balance and wellness for all life on Mother Earth. OCM. Just open up your voice, sing along, don't be shy. Use your hands, you all have a drum. Thank you for helping out. That's an open song that was gifted back to the Chinook people. It was gifted back to them by Subier Skokomish and our relative there at Skokomish, Bruce Miller. And so we got a lot of work to do, isn't it? Yeah, you think so? Yeah, we got a lot of lifting up and standing with these nations who need our help, because we cannot have nearly 1 million barrels of oil coming to our shores, can we? We cannot have the injustice that Justin Trudeau is serving our First Peoples on that side of that fictitious border, can we? Yeah, we cannot have the tar sands, which is 50 square miles as it is. City of Seattle's only 88 square miles. We cannot have the tar sands, which is 50 square miles of open berm, toxic tailing ponds, where it takes 3 barrels of water to create 1 barrel of that bitumen, the most toxic and dirty, high carbon oil in the world, be expanded, can we? No. It's insanity. It's the end of life on Mother Earth, and these people, these governments, these people believe that there's no other way to govern the people other than a greed that lives in an empty place in their heart. That these people who have not had elders since they were in Europe, adolescent society governments, can not listen to elder society people, our First Peoples, if they think they can continue in that kind of path. Do you think that they will allow our children a future? That's right. So, yeah, man, we gotta stand up for them. We gotta be that voice. We gotta come together and let Justin Trudeau, let him know that his idea of truth and reconciliation is done. It's over. All reconciliation with our First Peoples. My tribe's on that side of that fictitious border, southern tip of Vancouver Island. As far as I'm concerned, there is no more truth and reconciliation from Canada towards our people, period. It's gone. It's over. They erased it. They erased it with the invasion of Wet'suwet'en, pulling sovereign people off their land. They've done it. They've taken it away, and they need to know that. People on that side of that border should be completely shutting Justin Trudeau down. They should be swapping his doors to where he is no longer able to be functional, period. Period. Because his idea of what is truth and reconciliation is gone. It's over. The minute that you say, I've consulted with these people, and it's a lie, and the minute that you invade sovereign people's lands where they never signed a contract with a government, then your words are lies. You're saying that I'm green, I'm young, and I will help fight for a future for you young people is over. It's a lie. And we need to call this man out. He's responsible for this. So we need to, I think maybe we could just write him love letters to say, Justin Trudeau, you are a walking lie for the First Peoples of Canada. Period. That's the truth. And we need to let him know that as much as we can. So one of the reasons why we walked 46 miles along the Salish Sea, August 20, and we occupied our village sites to Chas of our Coast Salish people, where they put the Olympia State Capitol, is exactly why we're here today. Because Washington State is expanding tar sands. Washington State is expanding frack gas. Exactly in these two places that we're talking about. Right now we're talking about Wet'suwet'en and their sovereignty and their right to defend their land, where Washington State is involved in bringing that frack gas here. They are directly responsible for those RCMPs arresting those people. Washington state government, my family. Because you've got methanol, right? Where does it come from? It comes, all that frack gas is out of Alberta, right? And it would be delivered in this very same way to our doorstep to be refined. And then you've got Puget Sound Pipeline. That is a spur of the TMX, Trans Mountain Pipeline. That's our state of Washington, my family. They've got an end of the world plan. They've got an end of our salmon plan. They've got an end of our culture, our salmon and all the beings that depend on them plan. And that's no joke. We need to stop these guys from doing what British Columbia is doing to our people, because they're the ones that are pushing it. So that's the reason why we set up 4 indigenous structures on our lands. And we've got a prayer walk on the 10th of March, and we're inviting all of you to show up to shut that government, let them know they can't do this anymore, to help them change that plan. So you can go to Protectors of the Salish Sea. You can send us an email at gmail.com that way, or you can just go to our Facebook page, or you can go to .org. So we thank each and every one of you for standing up for Wet'suwet'en, standing up for Tsleil-Waututh, standing up for our sovereignty, standing up for Mother Earth, standing up against British Columbia, who is an illegitimate government, who has got no right to do what they're doing at all, and standing up against Justin Trudeau and calling him out as an absolute end of the world leader. Absolutely, that's his only plan. That's the only thing he can come up with. So let's do our best to stand with him, lift them up, keep sharing that voice, keep coming together. OCM, Haishka, thank each and every one of you. Masi Hai, oh Masi Star.
Good morning, my name is Air. I'm born in Portland, Oregon. I come from Mexica roots, Nawa and Mixteco, as well as German and Choctaw roots on my mother's side. Let's see what I got for you. When I was younger, my father told me stories about growing up in Tula, Puebla. He spoke of a big body of water that he could fish and swim in. Today, that water is gone. When I visited my family down there, I asked them, where is the water my dad spoke of? They said the corporations dried it up. In Tula, it is easier to get a bottle of tequila than it is to get clean drinking water. There are many stories like this. Stories of families, villages, and towns that no longer have access to clean water. And those stories will continue as long as these corporations exist. While I am grateful that we can come together today as one people, I am angry that we have to protest for clean water. I am angry that we have to fight corporations to protect life. I am angry that we, especially Indigenous people, have to put our lives at risk just to ensure that humanity survives. We are in a climate crisis. We as humans cannot afford to make decisions based off of economic gain. We do not have the time to worry about profit. Those in positions of power need to listen to Indigenous people, respect the land they're on, and make decisions that protect life. And if they can't do that, if they can't take action against this climate crisis, if they can't listen to the people whose land they're on and the people they're supposed to serve, then they have no business being in that position. And we, the people, have the right to take that power back from them. Water is life. You cannot drink oil. You cannot eat money. At what point did people forget that they need water to survive? We are taught to love and respect our mothers. When we are in our mother's womb, we are being created in water. So why is the majority of us not taught to love and respect the water as if it's our mother? When did we forget to respect life? If your mother was being beaten and exploited, would you not stand and fight for her? I ask you all today to keep protecting life. When Indigenous people make that call to stand up, to join the fight, you go and do that. Don't ever forget that life is more important than profit and politics. Don't ever forget to respect life. Every day, even in your home. When you shower, don't forget to thank that water for cleansing your body. That water is still sacred. When you drink water, even if it's from your tap, your sink, you still thank that water. It's still sacred. Thank it for nourishing you, for giving you life. Talk to the water. Sing to the water. It's life. It's a spirit. It has a spirit, just like we have a spirit. This tree has a spirit. The orcas have a spirit. The salmon has a spirit. Speak to it. It hears you. It wants to be spoken to. How many people have forgotten to speak to the water? How many people have forgotten to love the water? Imagine how lonely that feels. To be forgotten. To give life, to nourish life, and to be forgotten, to be disrespected. I can't imagine how that would feel. So I ask you all today, when you go home, keep fighting. Keep speaking about what's going on. Keep talking about the Dakota Access Pipeline. Keep talking about TMX. Keep talking about what's going on at Wet'suwet'en. Keep talking about the Wind River pipeline that's happening over there. Keep talking about the violence against Indigenous people. Even to people who don't want to hear that, keep talking about it. And don't forget, keep talking to the water. Keep praying. Keep remembering that all the life, all that you see here has a spirit, even the land that we walk on. So don't forget that. And I just ask you, I know it gets hard being a water protector, a land defender, a freedom fighter, whatever you want to call it. I know it's hard. And it's easy to give up, and it's easy to feel like these corporations are winning, like the government has more power over us. But the reason they take so much action to stop us is because we're powerful. We have the power. We outnumber them. They try to make us believe like we're minorities, but when we come together, we are the majority. We hold the power. We can overthrow the people who are bringing so much destruction to this land. And if that's what it takes, if they don't listen to our demands, I know I can't speak for all of us, but for me, I'm ready for that. If you can't respect life, we're gonna have to take you out of that position of power, because that's all we have. We don't have time to waste anymore. We need to act now. There's no more waiting. The time is now. And so thank you for being here. Don't give up. Keep marching. Keep fighting. Keep speaking. Keep praying. Keep singing. Keep going. Thank you.